What's up, guys? Welcome back to Las Vegas Iron House Mike and Matt Bodybuilding Show on location, and I'm here with another IFBB pro. And she ain't just a pro in bikini, but she's a pro in figure too. Now, with no further ado, Las Vegas's own Christina Vargas in the house. Welcome in. Thank you very much for coming down and giving us some of your time. So we were chatting a little bit pre-interview here and talking about her competitiveness and her history and where she came from. And she turned pro as?
In the junior nationals figure.
As a figure girl. And then she made the transition down to bikini, which generally we don't see very much of that. Usually we see people making the transition up and it being difficult. Somebody that makes the transition down, it's even more difficult. Talk to us a little bit about how you did it, and not only did she do it, but she's successful enough to make it onto the Olympia stage.
Well, basically I wanted to keep my muscle down. I did a lot of circuit training, didn't do any building.
Well, let's talk about this, because we talked a little bit prior about what made you decide that you were going to come on down. You know, instead of doing figure anymore, what made you decide that you were going to come down and be a bikini competitor?
I was getting really sick. I was having a lot of health problems, so it was easier for me to keep the mask off being sick, obviously. So I wanted to focus on getting healthy and then staying smaller so I could keep my look year round, because I like to maintain a leaner look than most.
Well, and we talked too, she does a lot of her own, you do a lot of your own cooking too, but you're creative with your cooking, correct?
Very creative.
You know, and that's the one thing you hear as far as when you help people out or work with people, you always hear them complaining about, oh, the food, I gotta eat the same foods all the time. What do you say to people that say that?
I mean, it's a lifestyle. I didn't compete because, you know, I wanted to be on stage, go to the Olympia, go to the Arnold. Like, that stuff's great, and I'm so thankful and blessed that that's happened to me. However, I like to go to the gym like 6 to 7 days a week on my own, and I like to live healthy and eat healthy and create, you know, gourmet healthy food that makes my life easier.
Right. Well, and too, you were at that point where you're probably at, like me, where it's chicken, rice, chicken, potatoes, that plain, and then so you just kind of decided, hey, I'm kind of want to step outside of the box.
Yeah.
So my point is that if you're one of those people complaining about the bland, basic foods, be creative. You can still be creative in the kitchen and get some decent food and still stay in this kind of shape.
Yes.
Just about a little bit of energy out, right?
Yeah, there's like little tricks, you know. Even if you're dieting and you want to make like a protein ice cream because you can't stop eating, you know, just healthy stuff. Like you get your protein powder, your ice, maybe a little almond milk. If you can't have that, a little bit of water, maybe a little bit of healthy apples blended up, put in the freezer. Now you have your snack that you can munch on. You really don't feel guilty. Like there's all tricks to trade.
That's right. There's ways to keep your sanity when you're dieting.
Yeah.
Mine is Crystal Light popsicles.
Exactly.
Again, I'm lame, just like my food. It's not creative one bit. I just eat it.
I gotta do creativity.
I can't do it. I have no time for it.
Gotta do it. But I mean, I have a website. It's ChristinaVargas.net. I have a lot of free recipes on there as well that you can check out if you.
So it's ChristinaVargas.net.
Yeah.
You guys check out our website. Mrs. Creativity in the kitchen going on right here. Give you some good ideas.
Good ideas if you don't want to be boring, because I need to have some good stuff.
Well, she's a whole ball of energy. The minute she walked in here, you could feel her aura coming off of her, and so I can imagine her. I can just see you bouncing around in your kitchen like we were bouncing around in this interview. So let's talk a little bit about the competitive side and competing. You did well as a figure competitor. You have been on the Olympia stage as a figure competitor? No, just as a bikini competitor. And the most recent trip to the Olympia stage was?
2012.
So really actually pretty recent, a couple years ago.
Yeah, I wanted to take some time off for myself. I changed in industries and did some other things that were athletic, I guess you could say.
That's right, you did, didn't you?
Yes.
She's gonna give me an elbow. Yeah, she's branching out, which is kind of a good thing to do, especially in this industry. You got to be diverse because you never know. It's not the easiest industry to make any money at. So if you have other avenues, you got to exercise those.
Yeah, I just like to do a bunch of different things.
When are you going to get on stage again and compete as the Bikini Pro?
I don't know, I'm thinking about a show coming up soon. I know a lot of you have been asking when I'm competing again. It's been a while. I know you want to see me compete. So I kind of do want to compete. I'm getting it back in me. So maybe this summer might do a John Lindsay show, thinking about it.
Well, you know, and again, I won't divulge all of our pre-interview discussion, but this young lady has something coming up here possibly in the next week or so that's going to be big for her, you know, and that's really what it's all about, is continuing to move forward in this sport and getting the right people behind you in order to continue to.
Yeah, that believe in you, and that's great, especially being, you know, competing since 2006. It's 2014 right now. It's like, if you want to be in it, you just don't do it to get on top. You do it to stay active in this sport forever.
Right.
Pretty much.
Right.
Which is what I try to do.
Yeah, well, you are. You have quite a following too on the social media stuff.
Yeah, I've got a few.
Kind of an
Thank you.
icon here in the Vegas scene too, so you're doing well for yourself. You know, do you have family, friends, those kind of people? Do they live here in Vegas as well?
I don't have any family. My friends, I do have really good friends.
I know a couple of them cats too.
Yeah, they're here. One of my best friends.
They don't even fit in the machines. They don't even fit in the machine.
One of my best friends, though, is my coach. It's
And
Alan.
who's your coach?
Alan Watkins, Team Tried and True, representing all the way.
Is this a local team here in Vegas?
No, he's in Denver.
So you work with him, the online kind of thing. You send pictures, that kind of deal. How does that work?
I do, but he lives in Vegas too. He has two places. He lives in Vegas and Denver.
Oh, cool.
He does come out, helps me out. I mean, he's my biggest supporter, my best friend, and I couldn't do anything without him.
Do you find, and I guess because I'm kind of dealing with both avenues of it, is it easier for you to have a coach that's local, that you can see you every day, or are you okay with having somebody wear pictures and those kind of, you know, that kind of deal, you got to send it out more?
I can't explain to anybody else, because before, when I had another coach, that was like horrible for me. But
What?
to send pictures out, and it was just horrible for me. But Alan's just a different person for me.
Mm-hmm.
He's like one of my best friends, so it's not, no, I don't get that.
You have a little more close person.
Yeah, I don't get that interaction, so I can't really say, like, he is far away all the time, but I feel like he's right here with me in Vegas, so.
Right. So you guys have good communication.
Yeah, I can't really.
Cool. Well, and then, you know, what else did we talked about you doing your own meal prep. And so I wanted to talk about,
does my meal
like
prep.
you said though, your first shows
Yeah.
or whatever, that you did your meal prep.
Yes.
And then we talked about, you know, the importance behind having a coach or having somebody there for you. What made you decide, hey, it's time for me to go ahead and step up and get somebody behind me to help me out with this? Because I seen your pictures and you looked great with what you did on your own. So I'm just curious, is what made you finally decide that you were going to go ahead and reach out and get some help?
Well, you plateau, but my levels were really off.
Right.
So I wasn't like smart enough to be like, hey, I need to add this sugar and I wasn't smart enough to add like, hey, I need this sugar in here and this sodium in here. Like, I didn't know, and I needed somebody that had a lot of knowledge in that department, and he's very knowledgeable.
Sure.
So he helped me with that. Not to mention, like, the last week that you compete to go on stage is like so crucial. It's like unbelievable. Like, oh, well, do I take, you know, this out of my diet? Do I have this many carbs? Like, I would have never thought to have pretty much no protein the day before my show, but that doesn't work for everybody.
Right.
But for me, it had to.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you 100%. So, sponsor-wise, all these other things that are happening with you, what else, who do you want to thank? Like, who's gotten you or helped you get to this point? I mean, you probably have a big following and people that are important to you.
I mean, I really do thank all of my fans, and I can't believe that, like, you know, since last year, my fan base has just like grown, especially on Facebook, almost like right now 300,000. Like, that's crazy. I can't believe you guys follow me that much, and I really appreciate it. My biggest fans are just my closest friends, but to be honest, I gotta say it's like my best friends. It's like my best friend Elizabeth, my best friend CJ, and then Alan.
Yeah, you gotta have those close people to you.
I mean, I really do appreciate the support.
Well, I've been squeezing her to try to get me a date for the show or whatever, and she's still not going to give this a show date. But hopefully sometime in 2015 we're going to see you on stage.
Yes, hopefully.
Wonderful.
And maybe international.
Really?
Yeah, maybe international.
There you go.
I might be doing something internationally soon.
There you go. It's nice. Well, you guys, I don't want to take up too much more of this lady's time. We thank you for tuning in. I thank you very much for giving us an opportunity and having you out on the show. We look forward to seeing you on the stage. And you guys stay tuned for more episodes coming from the Mike and Matt Bodybuilding Show. Have a good one.